Well, hello everyone from sunny Norfolk in January 2025, and that's Norfolk, UK, just in case you were wondering. So this is an unusual video for me, and it's one that I've been wanting to make for the last few weeks to explain why I haven't been very active on this channel for quite a while. So I decided that I would take you on a walk with me in one of my favourite places in Norfolk so that I can just have a chat with you and explain why I haven't been making any videos and what I am actually doing about the situation. And I hope you'll bear with me as I go through this video, because I can talk quite slowly sometimes, and I know that can be quite annoying for people that, you know, used to people speaking fast. Not usually a fast talker, and in this video I am just walking and talking, and sometimes I have to collect my thoughts about what I want to say, so I hope you'll bear with me. It is the first time that I've ever made a video like this, and I do apologise for the parts where the wind is a bit intrusive. I didn't have an external microphone with me, and I did try and stay away from the areas that were more open and windy. So anyway, this is what I have to say about the way things are with my channel at the moment. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, even though this isn't a craft video, I've still got some free printables for you over on www.funcraftstodoathome.com, and these are completely free, so you must make sure that you click on the correct link to my Google Drive, and don't mistakenly click on a link to an advert where you may be asked for money, because these are completely free. And so, on to the video. I don't have an external microphone with me, and it is quite windy. So, oh, there's a horseback rider over there. Lovely. Yeah, so I don't really know how the voice track is going to come out on here. So, it's absolutely beautiful. There's no one around. Well, apart from the horseback rider. This is private land, so you don't see too many people. Apologies if I do sound a bit out of breath in some parts of this. The terrain here is a lot more hilly than it actually looks on the video. And to be honest, I wasn't actually that much out of breath. It sounds much worse on the microphone than it actually was. Anyway, the reason why I haven't been doing many craft videos lately is because sometime towards the end of last year, I can't remember exactly when, I suddenly started to get these, well, they seem to go by different names, but I think what I have is called an aura migraine. I know some people call them optical migraines. I think there's another word for them. I can't remember now what that is. Anyway, I started to get these awful migraines, and I know there's loads of you out there who know exactly what I'm talking about. It's when your vision goes, you suddenly realise that you can't see part of someone's face, or if, as mostly happens with me, is quite often when I am on my computer or iPad or even on my iPhone with my head down, quite often happens then. You suddenly realise that there's patches of the screen that you can't see, and then the zigzag lights begin and they build, and the area that's all zigzaggy a bit like having your own private disco in your head. That area just gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it gradually just goes completely out of your vision, and then you're back to normal again. Mine usually lasts about 20 minutes and then I'm okay, and it's very rare for me to get a headache afterwards. I think maybe once I've had a mild headache after one of those auras. But the thing is, I was spending a lot of time either at my Mac or on my iPad, my laptop, my phone. I was always on something working, and the thing that is a particular strain to me is editing video. So I do miss making videos a lot, but these migraines were coming so frequently. I would get several a week, sometimes several in a day, and so I kind of pulled back from, especially sitting at my Mac. I don't really spend much time in my office anymore, and I suppose I still want to make videos, but I really can't put the time into editing. I don't have the confidence to do live streaming, so what I've actually done is I've started another channel which is called Anything Except Housework, because I've had a blog of that name for, over 10 years I think, which is just kind of like a hobby. It was a blog that I set up originally because when I was going through problems with my career, shall we say, and I was taking my corporate employer to court for constructive dismissal, I needed something that was sort of back in, probably around 2012, 13, 14. I think I began the blog in 2014. And it was just really something for me to do. It was just something to give me something else to focus on that wasn't this awful situation with my job, and which is a whole other story. I mean, the skullduggery that went on there was absolutely unbelievable, and all these years on, when I see what is going on around me and the kind of treatment I had with that corporation, has now become very commonplace in both public and private sectors. The kind of tactics that they used. Anyway, that's a whole other story that I don't want to get into here. Where was I? I lost track. Yeah, so basically I started that blog to give me something else that was positive to focus on, and it was kind of a mishmash. I didn't have any kind of a niche for that. I was very new to the whole world of blogging and making videos. My original career had been in photography and writing. I worked for a very busy press office for years, and writing was absolutely in my blood, as was photography. I was lucky because in the job that I had, I was an all-round photographer. I had to do loads of corporate stuff, loads of press stuff, loads of PR stuff. So there wasn't just one kind of photography. I could be setting up a studio for corporate portraits one minute, and then the next I would be out there spending 6 months getting pictures for tourist information brochure. All kinds of brochures I worked on. So it was a really lovely job. That wasn't the one that I was constructively dismissed from, I hasten to add. I left that job of my own free will to have a complete career change, and it was in the second career that I had the issues. Anyway, so because writing and photography was all I'd ever known really, I decided that I would start this blog and then my YouTube channel, the one that's called Rainbow Lane, where I have all my craft videos now. I decided to start that, just for something to do that would use the skills that I had been using in my previous career and would kind of keep me happy and still keep my hand in with writing and everything. So I never really intended Rainbow Lane to be something that I made money from, or had the desire to pick up thousands of subscribers. And I mean, it's at a very modest, I think I'm at around about 24,000 subscribers now, which may sound like a lot to some people, but to others, it's not much compared to someone like Mr. Beast. So over the years, I've been making these video tutorials, as you'll know if you subscribe to my channel. Oh, we have a helicopter, I think. Quite near to, I think it's an RAF base. It might be American, I don't really know, but we're very close to a base here. I don't know if you can see that, there it goes. Actually, that isn't a military helicopter, it's the helicopter that takes workers out to the oil rigs in the North Sea. Oh, I can't remember where I was now. Memory like a sieve. Yeah, so I've got all these subscribers who obviously subscribe to my channel for craft videos, and so I feel like, to be true to them, or to be true to you who's watching this, I can't really put anything else up there other than craft tutorials with my free printables, which I always give away with my craft tutorials. So what I've done, the other blog that I have, as I said, was called anythingexcepthousework.co.uk, and I've been I've kind of neglected that a lot in the last few years because I've been concentrating on my funcraftstodoathome.com, which is where I give away the free printables. So because I've had all these problems with these aura migraines, I decided that I was gonna concentrate more on my Anything Except Housework blog and make videos that are kind of like this really, where I'm just walking and talking, because these are not really going to take much editing, and So that's what I've done. I have got this new YouTube channel called Anything Except Housework, and at the moment I've only got 3 videos up there, and I think between them all I've had about 6 about 6 views, which is, you know, some of my videos on this channel on Rainbow Lane have had hundreds of thousands of views. So, you know, putting videos up and not getting any views is... Oh, sorry about that interruption. A dog walker just came along, so I had to stop filming. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so if you want to go over there and have a look at my new channel, I'd be really, really happy for you to do that. They're not going to be craft videos, or they're not necessarily not going to be craft videos. I want the freedom to just put whatever I want up there without worrying too much about editing, making everything perfect. You know the thing. Just basically what I'm doing now. I think we've all got loads to say, haven't we? We've all got loads to talk about. And with my craft videos, it always tends to be just about what I'm actually doing in that moment on the screen. So so yeah, if you want to have a look, I will put the link to the new channel in the description below this video. And let's go back the other way. And gosh, I've done so much work since the last time I was here. Woodland management. It's looking good. I think I might have a wander in there in a moment. We've actually just come up to where we keep our caravan, and Gary is busy taking down the awning. We were going to leave it up all winter, but because we're, you know, sort of a couple of hours drive away, we've decided to take it, Gary is back there taking it down. We did have not a summer awning, but the awning that we will use for summer. We put that up in August when we moved here, and you know, we thought we'd leave it up all year. It had storm straps. It had the curly stakes going into the ground. It had everything you needed really to make sure that the awning didn't get blown away in winter. But then, just as everyone was kind of packing up or winterproofing their caravans, a neighbour of ours said he was taking his down, and he's a seasoned caravaner. So we thought, well, we probably should take notice of him because he knows what he's doing. So we took the huge awning down and we bought a smaller one, a porch awning, just so that when we come back from winter walks with muddy boots, we've got somewhere to put our boots. But in the last week or so, we've had such terrible storms here in the UK that we've decided we are going to take the awning down and just put it back up again in March when we're spending more time here. So yeah, so that's why we're here. But this is very, very beautiful place, very very rustic. There's lots of woodland management going on here at the moment. So yeah, oh, it's windy here, so I think it's going to affect the sound. I wish I'd remembered to bring my remote mic, but I didn't. I mean, look at that. That's really all. This is really all I want now. I can't be bothered with the hustle and bustle of towns and people anymore. I have got a film coming up over on my new channel of the tiny little beetles that I got acquainted with here last summer. Gorgeous little things. It's not going to be a video for everyone because I'm sure that there's many people who won't like the sight of the beetles close up. But anyway, we'll see. The video that I put up over there yesterday is about, I got a Centro knitting machine for Christmas from my lovely daughter-in-law Kelly, and I'm not a knitter. I'm pretty hopeless at knitting with needles or sticks, I think some people call them. Absolutely hopeless. And I'm one of those people that's quite impulsive, and I like to see results yesterday. I'm not someone who enjoys watching knitting grow slowly, and I'm so clumsy with knitting by needles that, you know, it would take me ages to make a cardigan or something, a jumper. So anyway, I got this Centro knitting machine. It's fantastic. Since December 25th, when I first opened it, I mean, I was in a house full of people with children charging about all over the place, excited because it was Christmas Day. In the midst of all that, I got the machine out, put it all together, and started to make stuff. Now, there is quite a learning curve with the machine. I'm not saying that you can make stuff straight out of the box. It's there was, you know, I made quite a few mistakes to begin with. Yeah, it wasn't all plain sailing, but having said that, in the last month I have made at least 15 really lovely items, mainly hats and headbands, but they're really, really lovely. I can't believe that I made them, because as long as you keep the tension steady through the tension guide, the knitting comes out really, really smooth and lovely. And that is my biggest problem knitting with needles, is I can't keep the tension even. So yeah, so that's what that video is about, my Centro knitting machine. And like I said, there's going to be one coming up about the beetles, the life of the beetles that I found. Not the Beatles, not the 60s band, but the tiny little beetles that live in the woods here. Was absolutely fascinated by them last summer and autumn. Incredible watching them go about their daily life. So that's about all I have to say, really. Is I'm not abandoning this channel, but I need to give myself some time to figure out why I get these aura migraines, because I know that when I pull back from working and pull back from screen time, they seem to die down. The only other thing that I have wondered is, because I'm vegetarian, I do take a vitamin B complex, and I was taking extra B12, I think it was, and I don't know why, but I suddenly got it into my head that it might have something to do with these B vitamins that I was taking. So I looked it up, and yes, they can, taking vitamin B supplements can, they can cause aura migraine. So I stopped taking them, and they did start to kind of die away a bit. The only other thing that does seem to trigger them is if bright lights catch my eyes on a certain angle, it will start one almost immediately. So I'm still not sure what is causing them. I did start to take the vitamin B complex again a few days ago. No, sorry, I didn't start taking the complex. I was taking thiamine B1, and the following day after I started again, I had one. In fact, I think I had 2 that day. So until I get this all figured out, I'm really not, I'm not going to be spending time, intensive time at the Mac, because the craft videos are quite intensive for me, and the videos that I'm going to be putting up over on my other channel, I'm not putting the same amount of work into them. I'm just not taking it so seriously as I take this channel. So I hope you'll stick with me. I hope you'll bear with me. And I would love it if anyone wants to come over and subscribe over on the new channel as well. I'll be really happy to see you over there. So yeah, that's about all I wanted to say to you. I'm really grateful for everyone that has subscribed over the last 10 years. It's meant a lot, and you still mean a lot. And I love to read your comments, and I love to hear about your own craft work. I have got a video that I need to make from a very lovely lady that lives in Australia. Sent me a bag of goodies with all some beautiful crafts that she's made. So there's some lovely ideas there that I would love to share with you. Now that video has been waiting now for several months, I think, and yeah, maybe when the days get longer and I don't have to try and cram the filming in to daylight hours, I will get on with that video and put that up, because there's quite a few ideas in there that may be new to some people. They're certainly new to me. So thank you, Terry, for that, if you're watching. That was very much appreciated. Well, I'm back home now doing the rest of the voiceover from my office, so thank you so much to everyone who has taken the time to listen to me this far. And really all I want to say now is, if anyone out there has got any tips at all on how you deal with aura migraines, I'd be really grateful if you could leave them in the comments. And I'm sure there's loads of other people that suffer the same thing that would also appreciate hearing what you've got to say. And as I said, I am still going to be putting videos on this channel, but I am going to give it some time to see if I can get over these aura migraines. Meanwhile, I would love if you came across to anything except housework, I will leave a link in the description below. I would love it if you came and subscribed over there, because I will be putting more videos up there that aren't necessarily about crafts but just about my everyday life. And I want to be able to talk about things that affect all of us. There's several burning issues that I would really love to talk about, and they're probably not appropriate to talk about over on my craft channel. So yeah, it's going to be a real mishmash of videos and no niche this time. And don't forget the free printables waiting for you over on www.funcraftstodoathome.com. And that is for all of my faithful crafty subscribers. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.